class, so welcome back to our another video regarding the Information and Communications Technology 7. So for this lesson number 2, we will be talking about the basic parts of a computer. For our content standard, you need to demonstrate understanding of the basic parts of the computer, and for the performance standards, you need to recognize the brands and specifications of computer parts. Okay? And for the objectives at the end of this lesson, you are expected to identify the basic parts of the computer, determine the functions of the basic parts of a computer, and take an inventory of computer parts or gadgets per brand. Okay? So, do you remember this type of computer? Diba, na-discuss natin yan sa previous video natin, anong klaseng computer kaya ito? Very good. This is what we call a desktop computer. So what are the basic parts of a desktop computer? Let's try to enumerate them. We have the computer case, we have the monitor, we have the computer mouse, and the keyboard. Okay, so those are the basic parts of a computer. So now let's try to arrange these devices into a proper computer set. So, simulan natin sa monitor. Saan ba dapat inilalagay si monitor? Madalas, si monitor ay inilalagay natin o pinapwesto natin sa gitna or sa tabi ng ating working space or ng ating table. Diba? Para mas kita agad natin siya. Next, how about si computer case? Si computer case naman ay madalas natin inilalagay beside or below our table. Diba? Madalas yan nakikita natin katabi ng ating monitor. How about si keyboard? Si keyboard naman ay madalas nakikita natin or inilalagay sa harapan ng ating monitor kasama si computer mouse. Okay? So these are the basic parts of a desktop computer. So let's now move on to the different parts of a computer. First, we have the computer case. Diba? Ito si computer case, kung tawagin ng karamihan ay si CPU. Tama. Okay? Which is wrong. Hindi siya tinatawag na CPU, but rather it is called as computer case because si CPU ay nasa loob ng ating computer case. Diba? So, the metal and plastic box that contains the main components of the computer, including the motherboard, central processing unit, and the power supply, is called the computer case. Okay, so the front of the case usually has an off and on button and one or more optical drives. Madalas sa harapan ng ating computer case, may nakikita tayo ng dalawang slot na kung saan doon natin ilalagay o pinapasok yung ating flash drive. Okay, so take note, it is not called USB but rather it is called as flash drive. Okay pa? So, si computer case come in different shapes and sizes. So, first is the desktop case, which is it lies flat on the desk and the monitor usually sits on top of it. So, this is an example of a desktop case. Diba? Ito yung monitor, ito yung computer case and nasa ibabaw niya ang ating monitor. So, ito yung lumang setup. Diba? Yung mga kauna-unahan pang inilabas na version ng ating desktop computer. Diba? Ganyan ang kanilang itsura. So, meron din tayong pangalawa, which is what we call the tower case, which is tall and sits next to the monitor or on the floor. Diba? Yan si tower case, madalas yung katabi ng ating monitor. Diba? Pwede siyang sa harapan, pwede siyang sa tabi ng monitor, or pwede rin sa ilalim ng ating lamesa. And the last one is the all-in-one computers, which come with the internal components built into the monitor, which eliminates the need for a separate case. Diba? Lahat ng components, lahat ng internal parts ng isang computer case ay naandun na sa loob ng ating monitor. Diba? Kaya siya tinawag ng all-in-one computer. Okay, so next part is what we call the monitor. So the monitor works with a video card, so located inside the computer case to display the images and text on the screen. So most monitors have control buttons that allow you to change your monitor's display settings, and some monitors also have built-in speakers. Diba? So depende yan sa uri ng monitor na mabibili nyo sa market. Mayroon namang may buttons, mayroon din na, or madalas yan mayroong buttons, diba? Nandiyan ang power buttons and yung brightness, diba? So we have two types of monitor. So newer monitors also usually have LCD or the liquid crystal display, or LED or the light emitting diode displays. So this can be made very thin and they are often called as flat panel displays. Diba yung tinatawag natin yung flat screen na monitor. Okay. Yung pangalawa naman ay yung older versions which uses CRT or the cathode ray tube displays. So CRT monitors are much larger and heavier and they take up more desk space. Diba? Mas malaki siya compared doon sa bagong uri ng monitor na kung saan flat lamang ang kanyang screen. Okay? So pangatlong part naman ng isang computer ay tinatawag nating keyboard. So the keyboard is one of the main ways to communicate with a computer. We cannot type, we cannot give directions to our computer without the use of a keyboard. But we cannot communicate to our friends and families without the use of a keyboard. Tama ba? So there are many different types of keyboards. So but most are very similar and allows you to accomplish the same basic tasks. Diba marami ng uri ng keyboard na lumalabas ngayon. Meron na RGB, diba? May umihilaw-ilaw pa, may magagandang tunog. So, maraming uri ng keyboard. But, they function the same basic task. Okay? And the next part is what we call the mouse. Oops, mali yan. Hindi yan ganyang klaseng mouse. Okay? So, another important tool for communicating with computers. So commonly known as pointing device, it lets you to point to objects on the screen, click on them, and move on them. So yan ang halimbawa ng isang computer mouse, di ba? So there are two main types of mouse, optical and the mechanical. I bet nakakita na kayo ng dalawang uri ng mouse na ito. Okay, so the optical mouse uses an electronic eye to detect movement and is easier to clean. Okay, so kung gumagamit kayo ng computer ngayon, try to hold your mouse and i-lift nyo siya, hawakan nyo, tingnan nyo ilalim, meron bang ilaw. Yan ang tinatawag nating optical mouse. It uses an electronic eye para ma-determine kung anong movement ba ang gusto mong gawin bilang user. Okay? And the next type is what we call the mechanical mouse, wherein it uses naman the rolling balls to detect movement and requires regular clicking to work properly. Ayun yung nasa ilalim instead of a light. Diba? Ang gamit niya ay bola, mabigat na bola. Ayun yung madalas natin nakikita sa mga lumang uri ng computer mouse. Okay? So, yan ang halimbawa ng dalawang mouse. This is the mechanical, that is the rolling ball. And this is the optical, wherein dito sa butas na yan, makikita nyo yung light, the electronic eye ng ating optical mouse. Okay. So, meron tayong mouse alternatives. Diba? So, pwede tayong gumamit ng trackball. So, a trackball also has a ball also that can rotate freely. Instead of moving the device like a mouse, you can roll the ball with your thumb to move the pointer. Diba sa normal mouse, ang ginagamit natin yung buong kamay para ma-move siya from left to right to upwards and downwards, while dito sa trackball, naka-steady lang yung kamay mo at ang pinanggagalaw mo para ma-move yung pointer ay yung inyong thumb o yung inyong hinlalaki. Diba? And next one, we also have the touchpad. So a touchpad, also called as trackpad. It is a touch-sensitive pad that lets you control the pointer by making a drawing motion with your finger. So, touchpads are common on laptop computers. Kung gumagamit kayo yung laptop, kung mapapansin nyo na andyan ang keyboard, sa baba ng keyboard, makikita nyo ang tinatawag nating touchpad. So, once na i-move nyo siya, mag-move din yung inyong pointer. So, it is also a touch-sensitive pad. Diba meron din siyang kagaya nung sa normal mouse na meron din siyang left click and right click. Okay, so I bet na naintindihan ang bawat discussion natin sa lesson regarding the different basic or the different types or parts of the computer. So, let's have this post-test. First, computer cases come in different shapes and sizes. Which type is tall and sits next to the monitor or on the floor? Very good, it is what we call the computer case. Next, the newer monitors are very thin and are often called flat panel displays. Which type are larger, heavier, and takes up more desk space? Yes, it is what we call the CRT. Number 3, there are different types of mouse. So which one uses an electronic eye to detect movement? Very good, it is what we call the optical mouse. Next, what is a touch sensitive pad that lets you control the pointer by making a drawing motion with your finger? It is the touchpad. And last one, which mouse alternative has a ball that can rotate freely? Very good, that is what we call a trackball. Okay, so what's your score? Please type your score on our comments. Okay, so very good. Before we end our lesson, I will leave you this quotation from Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft. He said that the advance of technology is based on making it fit in so that you don't really even notice it. So it's part of our everyday life. Okay, so if no questions, so see you on our next discussion.